Right, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to combine cold outbound with inbound for B2B companies doing over 100K a month in revenue. So, the core problem with most cold outreach, most people treat cold like it's a replacement for inbound, and it's not. That's why it doesn't work. Inbound is built on trust and attraction, cold is built on interruption. If they don't sync together, that's when you start to get friction. So the real failure is not understanding the psychology that inbound is pulling people in, whereas cold is actually pushing. So cold is not dead. What's dead is doing cold without empathy or context. So basically just spamming. Most founders do cold with the mindset of how can I get a sale today? And that's not cold, that is desperation. Understanding the jobs of cold versus inbound. So these are different stages of customer awareness. You need both, but they serve different functions. So inbound is basically capturing demand. So this could be like Google Ads, SEO, um, those types of inbound mechanisms, maybe like organic content, like YouTube. These people are problem aware and possibly solution aware, whereas cold is basically creating demand. So you're reaching out to people who don't even know they need you yet. Obviously, there's going to be 3% of the market who are looking to buy right now, and then probably 10% who are aware of the problem, maybe aren't looking to buy right now. But because you're reaching out to everyone, there will be a lot that don't even know that they need your solution yet. Um, so it's like fishing. Inbound is like fishing, whereas cold is more like hunting. And they're different weapons for different seasons. So an example is basically inbound might catch someone Googling email marketing tool, whereas cold is DMing someone who's never thought about switching platforms before and basically trying to get a conversation started with them, persuade them. If you only fish, you starve when the pond dries up. If you only hunt, you miss the easy meals, walking right into your trap. Aligning messaging so you don't confuse the market. So cold is not a new message, it's just a different delivery method for the same message. Cold must echo your positioning. So if your inbound marketing basically says a premium done for you service, but your cold says quick and cheap and desperate, people are going to bounce because there's a disparity there. The messaging pyramid is basically brand, content, cold scripts, and then call structure. So all channels must sing the same tune, otherwise people think you're a scam. Use inbound content, so like blogs, podcasts, videos, LinkedIn content, tweets, as ammo in your cold approach. Like, hey, saw you checked out our case study on X, thought this might help you too. And you can do this by tracking who's liked your stuff, who's commented, and then reaching out to them. Targeting differently, not everyone's ready to buy. Don't push marriage on a first date. So inbound is optimized for hot traffic. So like if you're on Google Ads and someone types down plumber near me, like they more than likely have a plumbing problem right now and they're ready to buy right now. Whereas cold is optimized to basically start the relationship, not close the deal. So cold should educate, qualify, and elevate intent, not just pitch a demo call with no value in return. If you treat cold leads like hot ones, your conversion tanks. You need soft starts, value first, and then offer. So that's why it's people who rely on referrals for like their entire business think they have a really high closing rate because they only ever get on calls where people are coming inbound from referrals where they already know, like, and trust you. Whereas when they try to do cold outreach and they go with the same offer straight away, it usually flops and their conversion rate, their closing rate on sales calls plummets and they wonder why. But it's just because cold outreach is a completely different game, and you need to do like more no-brainer offers than you usually would with your normal retainer offer. You basically need to reduce the risk in all areas for that person because they literally don't know you. You're a stranger. So offer strategy, the cold hook versus the inbound magnet. So a cold offer equals bait, whereas an inbound offer is more of a magnet, and you need both. So inbound offers are often lead magnets. So like get this free ebook, see this case study, etc. If you're really good, you might have used AI to create some more dynamic lead magnets, like creating them dynamically creating them an ad creative for Facebook, or creating them a Google ad copy, something like that using AI. And then cold offers need to be frictionless and non-threatening. So stuff like, mind if I send you 3 ideas to improve XYZ? We just ran a teardown on your competitor, want a copy. We noticed this gap in X, thought you'd want to see it. And also one that I really like at the moment is frameworks. So saying that you found a framework for solving a problem that they have, and then offering to send that framework. The key is to trade curiosity for a micro commitment. So a reply, a click, someone saying sure, send it over, just getting that conversation started. And the cold offer isn't to close, it's to start a conversation. And if it doesn't feel like a no-brainer, it's not going to be good. It's not going to end well. With cold, 90% of the success is going to come from how good is your offer. So how to operationalize this without ruining your team. Cold and inbound need separate tracks but shared goals. So you can train your SDRs to understand brand tone and positioning, and don't let them just wing it by like doing anything they can to get that commission. Run messaging audits monthly, cold emails, DMs, cool intros, make sure it all aligns. I mean, for a smaller startup, this might be a bit overkill because you're probably going to be talking to your sales reps like daily. But if you're on the bigger side, then you don't want your sales reps ruining your brand image by doing some crazy stuff on LinkedIn and then someone screenshotting it, posting it, and it going viral. So yeah, use the relay model. So cold outreach warms up the lead, so starts the conversation, offers value up front. Inbound nurtures it with content, so case studies, valuable information, newsletters, just content on all channels basically, and they constantly see you over time. And then the closer takes the high intent calls when that person who's been nurtured actually comes to the point where they're ready to solve that problem. And this could take a week, this could take a year, but it all compounds over time. And then track different KPIs. So cold would be tracking basically response rate, and then how many calls they're setting, how many of the responses are positive replies, etc. Whereas inbound is more into like opt-ins, close rate, engagement, likes, reach, but they have the shared KPIs of cost to acquire a customer, lifetime value, and then pipeline velocity. And you want to make feedback loops tight between cold outreach. So basically, your cold outreach should inform your content creation and vice versa. And what I mean by this is, with cold outreach, you can test message market fit really quickly because you can do tons of volume if you're in the right market and try out loads of different angles and pain points. And you'll quickly find out which one resonates with the market the most. When you find that out, you should double down on that in your content, and that will explode your content even more. It will just be talking directly to the market. As your content explodes, it gets more likes, it gets more comments. You've then got more ammunition to do cold outreach because you can reach out to those people who liked and commented. Leverage existing inbound to supercharge cold. And this is exactly what I just said there. So you can turn cold into a sniper rifle, not a shotgun. So an example of this would be like a cold DM. So, hey, saw you liked our LinkedIn post on this topic. Here's a deep dive we didn't post publicly. Cold email could be, you've read our blog on X, wanted to offer this playbook we didn't publish. Think of inbound as basically content artillery, and then cold is just directing it to the right target. And then use engagement data from inbound to warm up cold. So, who liked, commented, send a custom follow up with everyone who's engaging with you. And then bonus is you can reveal who's actually viewed your website using a website called rb2b.com. I've got another video on that on my channel on how to set that up. But it's basically a simple script. It's only available in the US at the moment, I think, but it reveals the exact person who viewed your website and gives you their LinkedIn account. And you can connect this to clay.com and basically filter to make sure they're not a competitor or a current client or someone not in your ICP. Enrich them, so find their email, find their phone number, find their LinkedIn, and then you can just automate outreach to them. So give their number to your sales reps to give them a call, reach out to them. One thing I do recommend with this though is don't say that you saw they just viewed your website, because it just comes across a little bit creepy. Not many people, it's not like widely known that this software is available yet. So yeah, just keep that on the down low. Stacking the systems, building a cohesive acquisition machine. So your business is not cold or inbound, it's client acquisition, and all roads lead to Rome. So the acquisition system is cold equals awareness plus qualification. So basically just trying to get those conversations started, those initial discovery calls, qualifying if they actually meet your ICP. Inbound equals nurturing plus trust building. So once you've had that discovery call or that demo, they might not close yet, but if they're now engaged with your content over the next 6 months, if they see enough content, that's when they'll be ready to buy. And then sales is basically the closing and the onboarding. And data integration matters for this. So your CRM should ideally be tracking like the cold to warm to hot transitions of each lead that comes in. And then campaigns should support each other. So an example is to be like cold outreach starts the conversation, then you retarget them with inbound content. Now that they've either like followed you on LinkedIn or you've got them in your pixel, and then you follow up with soft close offer. So booking them into a demo. Compounding the flywheel and then the long-term payoff. So if you do this right, cold becomes easier and turns into inbound over time. So great cold outreach becomes word of mouth over time. Who are you guys becomes I've heard of you. Every cold lead is a potential referral if handled right. Testimonials, case studies, social proof from cold wins equals more inbound. And it's the same customer journey, just starting on a different street. So you find message market fit quicker by testing with cold outbound, and this directly improves your inbound content, which leads to more people liking and commenting, and in turn, more people to reach out to with outbound, like I mentioned earlier. So I hope this quick video's been helpful on how you can kind of strategize combining cold outbound with inbound. If you'd like us to help you out with that, you can book a discovery call with us with the link below in the description. And if you've made it to the end of the video, then this other video that's going to appear on screen might be interesting to you. So check that one out. But yeah, thanks for watching the video.